Um, Obviously, we're a little disappointed. Hats off to Utah. They played really well, start to finish. Really executed both ends of the floor. Carlson was truly amazing tonight. His first half and really game. And you can't win on the road unless you have you got to match that. And I thought Muhammad gave us a little flurry in the second half, gave us a chance. We cut that thing to 5, but we weren't able to get stops down the stretch and make it competitive enough down the at the end of the game. So we'll have to regroup and get ready for Sunday.
And you mentioned, Mo sort of carried you guys for a stretch in that second half, a couple shots from the perimeter, but for the most part, you were trying to find that inside or not getting the kick out. Anything in particular they were doing there?
You know what? I thought we actually got decent shots and we did an unbelievable job of offensive rebounding. I thought, they weren't guarding Kamani and Dylan and probably wish, I don't mind them taking those shots into the clock, and that's part of the learning process. And they're good players. They're just freshmen on the road. And Dylan hit a big one, but, transition 3 probably don't know. We're kind of chipping away, getting in there. And we're playing through Mo. He made some nice plays, and I think he hit Kamani on that backdoor layup, late, stuff like that. So he gave us a chance. We got it to 5, but that just our defensive effort wasn't good enough.
There was that point where you got it cut to 5, and then they came out of a timeout.
I think we called the timeout, right?
They came out of that timeout and buried at 3. Would you put it down to that defensive perimeter? They didn't shoot exceptional beyond the arc, but they got it done when they needed to.
Yeah, late in the game, especially. It was a 5-point game. I don't know what was the time left. It's late. So was that late?
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah, maybe not that late. Maybe right before.
Anyway, it was maybe say 5, whatever.
Yeah.
But it was a crucial part of the game, and we needed every stop we could get. And it's a play they like to run. And credit to them. Like you're thinking they're going to go to Carlson, and they ran Madsen off a little smash. We call smash action and the handoff, and he had good separation. I was trying to get Mo a little blow there with the drum man, I think, and probably his youth a little bit. He would have helped if he switched out, but our perimeter was so far behind, and Madsen he's good at that. You can't give him any space, and that's a weapon they have.
All right, we'll give control to Colton Clark from the spokesman.
With Brandon Carlson and the first half especially, what does he do that just makes him that hard to defend? And aside from foul trouble in the first game, what was kind of the difference in his performances in the 2 games?
Well, you know what? Credit to him, and don't forget about his defensive end. He really alters a lot of shots. I'm amazed he only had 2 block shots, but he just really gets you thinking in there, and they play in their drop coverage. So he really helps them there. And then offensively, he just had good poise about him. He was 11 for 12. He's 8 for 8 in the first half. So he made everything. It was going good for him. Even the last one, he hit a Rodman. He banked it in just for an exclamation point. But he really can score at all levels. He's a really good low post scorer. He can shoot threes. He's a good athlete. He can put on the floor and drive. That'd be the next. But he looks like an NBA player to me, because Mo played really well at times, and he was really good.
What did they do maybe to knock you guys off the 3 a little bit more in this one?
They played a straight up. They didn't as much. They kind of played Mo. We thought they might double him, and they kind of came late a couple times when he's on the dribble. But they pretty much said they weren't going to leave our shooters. Jabe had a little flurry there in the first half. I thought we got off the offensive rebounds. We got some good looks. We just didn't bury him. Justin got good shots. He hit the one, I think, to cut it to 5, 8 to 5, and he's actually 2 for 6. And Rodman hit a couple. I think he hit his first 2, and then he's a little gassed. I think Andre had all good looks and didn't make one. So I felt like we did okay there, but not. You got to make them. You got to play above your level sometimes to get a road win in this league.
In what areas, especially tonight, do you feel like you were missing TJ Bomba out there?
We just don't have enough perimeter defense. Start with that. We need another mature guy. Like I said, I talked to our team and said, like, we have about 3 guys that are good 2-way players. We both play both sides. He's one of them. And so when you're, some guys that aren't as good defensively but are good offensively, it'll catch up to you, and vice versa. So taken him because he plays both sides and he's our captain. We missed him a lot, and it was going to. We played well at home without him. On the road, it's going to be tough. It's kind of like I say, you're going to have someone. Everyone's going to have to play well, and then maybe someone else got to play. Just keep improving. So we, they had 10 more field goals. As I look at this, they kicked our butt.
Do you expect that you maybe have him back against Colorado?
We're hopeful. We're hopeful.
When you guys were, what kind of flip in those moments of, it seemed like, spurts of momentum and coming back in those moments versus what stuck out to you most as glaring and when they went ahead and then when you guys crawled back?
Well, zone got us back in the game in the first half. We just chipped away, got it tied up 29-29. Like I thought we were getting pretty good shots. And then we lose. Carlson hits a 3 out of late zone coverage. And then we miss. They get a transition. It's transition 3. Carlson hits it, puts them up 6. And then he gets a layup at the end of the half to put them up 8. And that's deflating. And I thought we were just our body language wasn't good that way. Like those things happen in games. You can't hang your head. You hang your head, a good team will make you pay. And I think that happened to us tonight when they took it 5-8 in the second half. But our defense in the second half now, Kamani and Dylan did a great job to get that thing down to 5. They had a big hand in it, and their defensive pressure did a good job. And Mo was good there, and the defense got us and it kept it in there. We got some stops, and then we couldn't quite figure it out.
What was it about their offense that was tough to figure out, or that caused them to?
They executed better. They didn't do anything they didn't invent anything new that they're doing. They ran their cuts harder. They screened harder. They played with more purpose. They put it in the post and they executed and like Marco Anthony, is that his name? He's good. He got a big part of the scout is him getting you up in the air, and he got our guys up in the air 3 times. I think he had 2 and 1s, and that's a little bit of concentration for him. That's also credit to him. He's a good player and crafty, and we got to match that and then some.